Hello, my name is Nick Thompson. I'm the League Director for the Adult Softball Program in the City of Apple Valley. We appreciate you choosing to play softball in Apple Valley and are excited to get the 2022 season started. The city's softball webpage at applevalleymn.gov/softball will have league schedules, standings, rules, and general league information. Teams can register online, find league rules, the USSSA rulebook, or a roster form directly from that webpage. The league weather hotline is also listed, as well as directions to the softball complex at Johnny Cake Ridge Park East. Johnny Cake Fields, located at 140th Street West in Apple Valley, are some of the best in the state. 5 premier lit fields surround a playground, volleyball courts, and a central building with indoor restrooms. Practices may happen on a first-come, first-served basis, provided a field is not utilized by a league or a private rental. Once registration closes, league schedules will be created and posted at applevalleymn.gov/softball approximately 1 week prior to the respective league start date. Team managers will also receive an email notifying them when the schedule is posted. Teams can view their individual team schedules and can download their team schedule to their personal calendar by clicking the subscribe button. The City of Apple Valley sanctions all of our softball leagues with USSSA, and all teams are eligible for sanctioned USSSA local and state tournaments. If you ever have any questions about softball that are not a part of league play, you can contact the state USSSA director at mnusssa.com. Teams need to fill out a new roster each season and are able to download a roster form online. We recommend that team managers download the roster form to complete it prior to games the first evening. Blank copies will be available first evening of games for those teams who do not have access to a printer. Teams can add to their roster at any point during the regular season by asking the league attendant for their original roster or by printing another form and handing it in to the league attendant. Rosters are locked for the playoffs, so be sure to have players sub in throughout the season if you want them to participate in the playoffs. Teams can download a copy of the team rules online at applevalleymn.gov/softball, and a hard copy of the rules will also be handed out with league equipment the first night. We recommend that team managers keep a copy of their rules in their equipment bag in case of a rules question that may come up during the game. Team managers should read the league rules and manager handbook and be familiar with everything in it, so we will only have to cover a few highlights today. The city is regularly contacted by individuals who are looking to join a team. If you need additional players for the season, or even just for one game, please reach out to myself for a list of available players on your given night. Tobacco products and alcoholic beverages are allowed in the Johnny Cake complex, but players are not allowed to bring those in the dugout or on the field. For obvious player safety concerns, glass bottles are not allowed. The City of Apple Valley contracts with Baser umpires for all of our umpiring services. Baser is one of the largest and most committed umpire organizations in the state. While the umpiring crew is well trained and most umps have years of experience, they are also human and can make the same mistakes, just like the players on your team, including occasionally missing a call or getting stuck in the same traffic that your team was in. We ask that all communication with the umpires be respectful, and we count on managers to help de-escalate any situation that may come up. If a disagreement does happen, we'd ask that the designated manager handle all communication with the umpire. If a player gets ejected for unsportsmanlike behavior, they will most likely be suspended for at least 2 games, and no one wants to see that. In the unlikely event that an umpire is late for a game, teams have 2 options. The first is to find a substitute umpire agreed upon by both teams. If one or both of the teams don't agree to a sub-ump, the game will be rescheduled for a later date. Staff try to make a decision on games by 4 p.m., but please note that there may be times when that decision needs to be pushed back a bit to get the most accurate reading on the weather. The weather line is the official way games are canceled and will be updated immediately if a decision is made to cancel. If there's no mention of the games on the recorded message, you should assume games are on. Weather conditions can change dramatically in a short period of time. If there's a safety concern, a team is never required to play a game, even if the weather line or staff have not canceled the game. The determination on makeups or forfeits can be made at a future time. Equipment for league play must be approved by USSSA National. Legal bats must have the thumbprint stamp found in the rules under equipment. The league will provide an appropriate number of softballs for each team. We do not require teams to wear uniforms. However, we do request that teams have matching colored shirts if possible. The first evening of games, teams should show up early to hand in their roster. After teams hand in a completed roster, they will receive enough softballs to provide 1 ball per home game. They'll also receive a rule packet and a scorebook. Please have your team show up early the first night of games so your roster can be completed and equipment distributed so games can start on time. The game time limit is 55 minutes with no new innings started after that time limit. There are mercy rules in place. If a team has a run lead of 15 runs after 5 innings or more play are complete, or 4.5 if the home team has the lead, the trailing team can choose to end the game at that point, or they can choose to continue to play up to the 55-minute time limit. The flip-flop rule will not be utilized. All leagues will have a 2 home run limit per game with the 1-up rule in effect. Any other ball hit over the fence between the foul lines, except when touched by a fielder, after the limit is reached, is an out. Teams need at least 8 players to start and continue a game. Batting lineups default to everyone or a continuous batting order, and the lineup may collapse without any outs issued if a player needs to leave for any reason. A 3-ball, 2-strike count will be used in all leagues. Playoffs will begin the week after the last regular season game, and each team is guaranteed at least 2 games. Lastly, we value input on our program and appreciate feedback from teams and players. Please reach out to myself at avathletics@applevalleymn.gov or call 952-953-2316 if you have any questions or concerns. We're always looking for ways to improve our softball program. Thank you for registering your softball team in Apple Valley. We're looking forward to the 2022 season. We'll see you on the fields.